talking about?
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
Hey, everybody. Welcome into The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 156. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burlyman Gaming and Fubu87. Our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, he will be back with us next week. He has his work scheduled this week. So, yeah, he'll be back with us next week. So, Burley, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Expat?
I'm doing good, man. Fubu, how are you?
I'm sad. I'm
Why?
sad.
Why?
I didn't win a Steam Deck on the Game Awards. I spent like 4 hours watching it, like clicking. They were having so many issues, like to put
to
together-
enter and your entry.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I finally got entered
Yeah.
in because I watched about 2 hours of the Game Awards and then just had to go to bed live, and
Yeah.
I just got in at the last end of when I was watching, and I was like, okay, I'm
Same
going to
with
bed.
me. Yeah,
Okay.
and I still didn't manage to put my votes, like my ballots in for the Rogue, the other one, the Livono one. Because they were doing the
Well,
Steam Decks and the Livono. They were doing, and I
The,
couldn't.
the Lenovo Go, and I believe that was
Lenovo.
US only, though.
I was US
the
only.
Lenovo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sad because of that, but I'm happy because I'm here with the best people on the internet.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. Yeah, speaking of Lenovo Go, I actually was holding one today. I went over to Yodobashi and was playing around with it and checking out the thumbsticks and everything on it, and yeah, it's not that heavy. It's not heavy, but then again, it's not light, so it's a little bit heavier than the Switch for sure. Yeah, but yeah, and the screen is much bigger, so yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. But it's funny, Yodobashi, they don't have a price tag on it. I'm like hunting around, and I just checked on Amazon, but yeah.
When we say it here in Portugal, when it doesn't have a price tag, we say it's for free and take it. So
Yeah. So anyway, we got a great show for you. Obviously, the topic of the show, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards. We're going to be talking about the winners. We're going to talk about who was the winner of our little contest of our picks for the Game Awards. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the announcements. We'll get into all of that during the topic of the show. But we're also going to talk about the GTA 6 trailer that dropped earlier this week. We're gonna break that down. We're going to talk about PlayStation when it comes to digital ownership of games and things like that. We'll talk about that. And then our picks of the week, of course, for the week of December 11th through the 17th. So a lot of good stuff coming up our way. But before we get into what we've been playing this past week, and before we get into the weekly news beat, here is a brief word about where you can find our podcast in audio and video formats.
Discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast's ad-free version in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month and get every episode including exclusive ad-free post-show content in video format when recorded, please visit patreon.com/thearenaproductions for further details. The audio version of the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in the video version, it will be on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Productions, where you can join and chat with the Arena Productions community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena Productions. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about the games that we've been playing this past week. I was really wanting to get into Persona 5 Tactica. I didn't get a chance to do that. I actually tried for the first time the Aliens Fire Team Elite. I
No?
tried that and I got into it, but you know how I am, guys. I'm not the biggest multiplay person. With getting online with other people and playing. I'm usually like a single player type of person when it comes to games. But uh, I had these two AI companions, and their names were Alpha and Beta, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
And so I'm playing with like Alpha and Beta and going through this one ship, and all the xenomorphs are coming at you and stuff. It was fun. I mean, is it I mean, there's a lot of tactical things that you can do, but there's not really a big skew of different weapons, especially in the beginning stages, to choose from. But I mean, just running around and killing all the xenomorphs, that was pretty cool. So I did that. And today, and we're going to talk about this during the Game Awards section during the topic of the show, but I tried that game called The Finals. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried that, and it's another like competitive, like 3 versus 3 type of multiplayer type of game. And I mean, it was okay. I just don't think it's going to be really, really successful. Just these type of games just continue to churn out. Like once every 6 months, you get this new like multiplayer, 3-on-3 or 6 versus 6 or whatever. First person shooter type of game. So yeah, it was fun. I played a couple of rounds, but it's nothing new to me. Yeah, and on the Xbox side, it wouldn't even download. It's like it's not available for some reason. I don't know why. So I turned on my PS5 and I downloaded it, and it was able to download on the PS5, and I played a couple of matches, on the PS5. But yeah, that's my week. Fubu, I'll go ahead and move your way. What did you play
I'm gonna
this week
start
besides
by
EAFC? Yeah, besides that, yeah.
I'm gonna start by saying what I didn't play.
Okay.
I didn't play EAFC. I deleted the game.
Wow.
After,
Wow.
after the intervention from last week's episode, it worked. Now, after I finished the
Told you
show,
it'd work.
I went to play a game. The craziest stuff was happening in that game. I was like, no, I don't have patience for this. I deleted it. Then during the week, they released a new game patch, and I installed the game just to try it out. It was the same stuff, and I just deleted it again. I was feeling disgust playing that game. Honestly, I was feeling disgust. Maybe it's because I'm too tired because of my situation, my personal life situation, but I didn't have any patience for that. But what I did play when I had time was Final Fantasy 16 and, of course, Ever Crisis. But yeah, Burley, I do understand. Again, I said this last week and I'll say it again. It gets even more Final Fantasy. What they're doing with the world, it's actually quite good, because when I started playing the game, I thought, well, they're separated by areas, and that's not Final Fantasy for me. But as you keep opening the world, you don't understand that those separated areas, they are connected. And I already got the Chocobo, and I just love running around with the Chocobo. I see a monster, I just stomp it with the Chocobo and keep going. It's really, really fun. I defeated Titan, I assume the first time. I defeated Titan, and the story gets really epic, because you do like when you go to I'm forgetting the second crystal that you go, and you realize the responsible of that kingdom is Jill's father, and she was his monstrous slave to him. It gets really, the story is so good. So yeah, I'm really on the verge of saying no, this is 100% Final Fantasy, and one of the best ones.
Okay. All right.
It's really good.
Burley, your turn.
Start a little bit of Star Ocean 2, but
Okay.
I actually started up Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
good.
Because people have been telling me to try it, and I noticed it was on the PlayStation Plus. I think it was
Yeah.
extra tier you can get it at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I got a
Dragon
little.
Dogma 2, right? Coming, yeah.
Yeah, we got that coming in March. Like
Yeah.
it is a neat system. It's just I do not like so far. I feel very weak in the game.
Mhm.
It's like so I'm curious to see when you get later on when you get access to better equipment, better skills and spells. See how it is.
You have to take something in consideration. Like I think we mentioned, last week on the post show. You can watch the post show if you're a Patreon on our website on YouTube.
Exclusive
But
to our patrons. Yes, that's right.
exclusive, yes,
Yes.
exactly. Thank you. But you have to remember, this is a game with like it's 10 years old or something. Like
Yeah.
games that we play nowadays, it's the progression system is completely different from what we are used to now. It was something good at the time, but from the memories I have from the game, it's a different progression system. I think it's going to be a bit more grindy because I remember at the time I grinded a lot to get better gear, better levels. But then you'll adapt.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's not Monster Hunter level of grinding.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the weekly news beat. So obviously, there was the leak of the GTA 6 trailer. So it was funny. Just Rockstar just said, "What the hell?" So they just went ahead and released it on YouTube. It's kind of interesting that they release it on YouTube and then X and Twitter, they got pissed off. Because it was thrown right up on YouTube and stuff. So you couldn't. I think it was like on Twitter, you couldn't directly watch it on Twitter. You had to open the link to YouTube to watch it or something. But anyway, so obviously we got a release window for GTA 6, 2025. And I know Fubu on the Discord, and for all of you, the Arena Productions Discord, come and check us out over there and join our Discord and come and chat with us about games and entertainment and pop culture. But anyway, Fubu, on the Discord, you were putting like 2028, and it was like putting that Oppenheimer photo up there or whatever.
It was so funny.
Yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think? 2025, is that kind of what you guys were, thinking that we would, get GTA 6 rather than 2024? Burley?
Go, Burley.
It makes sense that it was going to be 2025. Like I was postulating it could be 2024, but yeah, it doesn't surprise me it's 2025. Rockstar's going to take as long as they want on this because this also still remember they can right now for the GTA Online, they can have events, still have their planned events throughout the last bit of 2023, all throughout 2024, and saying like, get this stuff now to help transfer into GTA 6 Online. So giving them tons of extra marketing and money.
Right. So the big question now is, when in 2025 will this come out? I'm thinking probably in the beginning of the new fiscal year. So maybe like in the spring. It's a possibility. Fubu, what do you think?
I think it might be before holiday season. Like I'm going in October, November.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So it goes for the. I have that feeling. Because if you understand, like we've been here for a long time. Summertime people are very, very busy. They go to camps, they go on vacation, they go everywhere. They rather get the money instead of spending on video games, for example. They prefer to spend it on holidays, to go on vacation. When it comes to this time, first of all, it will be pressure because I'm pretty sure one of the goals for Rockstar is to win Game of the Year. Obviously, so they'll do, and the closer it gets, the better it will be. And then there's before the holidays, because people that won't buy the game immediately, they will save the money to buy the game on Christmas time, or maybe they'll wait for not seeing Black Friday, maybe a Black Friday. We'll see. But I think it's going to be at the end of the year. When it comes to releasing, I was really expecting that it would be next year again at the end of the year, but I was expecting because this game has been in a very, very long development state. And I think I understand why it took so long to come out. It's because they're using a new engine. They're using I think it's the Rage 6. So you had Red Dead Redemption 2, which was built on the Rage 5 engine, and it was beautiful. And right now they have the Rage 6. The next one, then they'll be using it on GTA 6. And I think this is me. I don't know any information. This is me speculating at this moment, but I'm pretty sure that the game took so long to come out because they were probably having some issues with the engine, getting to work with the engine, and that's why the game took so long. And because it's a new engine, I think they're going to make it 2025, if not 2026. You never know, because of the in-game engine. But everything else about the trailer, I have to say, beautiful trailer. It's going to be an American satire and a modern American satire because you have.
Well, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that in a second. But I mean,
sure.
What I want to say though is it's funny on the internet. It's like everybody saying, GTA 6, game of the year 2025. And then all the Final Fantasy fans out there, they're like, oh, it's going to be, now Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is going to be game of the year because GTA 5 is not coming out in 2024. I mean, okay, put your speculation aside, and there's a lot of people, and we're going to get to the trailer here in a second, and just break it down. But everybody's saying, oh, it's the GTA 6, it's a great game. But how do you know? We haven't seen anything yet. It's mostly just CGI trailer, So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, but one other question though, and this is another interesting thing about it is, what platform is going to get the marketing rights on this game? The big marketing rights. I think Microsoft is going to jump huge and try to into this and try to get the marketing rights to the big promotional rights to GTA 6. But we shall see. It'll be interesting. PlayStation will be in the play as well. So
PlayStation's heavily going to go for it. They did stuff with 5.
Yeah,
I think this game, because I didn't say, I think September is it's going to be its release date. It'll release in September.
Okay, so obviously we're getting Vice City again, guys. It's going back to Miami, but it's like Vice City, so you can see here. I love how they open this up because I think they did the same thing with GTA 5 also when it came to Los Angeles, showing the downtown, showing the freeways of the city and all. So and like the beautiful like sunset here or sunrise or whichever, but it's beautiful setting here as it starts, and then we get in. And you see this like penitentiary, and here is the main protagonist. It's going to be female. She's going to be female for the first time. We're going to have a female protagonist in a GTA game. And we see her here. And obviously she's in some type of penitentiary, and she's getting questioned by maybe a parole officer or something. And then you see here, of course, the beach. Yes, kind of like in GTA 5, of course, the beach is in, the LA area and stuff like that. So, good stuff. And then we keep going in, and I couldn't figure out what that was on the plane. I couldn't read it, but you see that like kind of like a advertising message or something that was flying overhead there to the right. But anyway, so. You get Miami here, and then you get like the Everglades and stuff. You get people on the beach, and people here, and so you get the Strip, and so and another interesting thing, and I will put the link after we show the video to a couple of things that stood out in the video, which is interesting. They were talking about clubs, and this is from the svg.com article, and I'll put the link up here in a minute, but they're talking about some of the things from Vice City that could be coming back, like the pole position club in Vice City could be coming back, as well as the Malibu club. And those are a couple of clubs that Tommy, who is the main character, in Vice City, was able to purchase. So I mean, those could be coming back. We shall see. But go ahead, your guys' thoughts as I go through this trailer. Burley, how about you?
Well, it looks great, and like you said, Vice City. So it's nice to see, and a true HD upified of it.
Yeah.
Um,
And we
and
just
just
saw there
showing-
before you go on, Burley. I was just gonna say the cheetah. We got the cheetah car again there. His back. We saw a little clip of that there a second ago. But anyway, go ahead, man.
yeah, so we're seeing some new, getting some familiar as well, and just seeing how this looks with the modern technology here.
Nice. Yes.
Nice. But like we're not really, like you said, we're not seeing gameplay. It's just the standard CG trailer stuff. So it's like, as cool as and great this looks,
Yeah.
until I see the game running in engine,
Yeah.
this does nothing for me.
But what's really interesting about this trailer, though, is they're taking little bits and pieces of actual, like, real life news stories from the state of Florida and from Miami of things that
Yeah.
were going on, like in present day. This little image here you see where the guy is pulling the alligator out of the pool. And then there's one obviously that's in the convenience store as well. There you go.
Yeah.
So, and the Florida man, and all of this here, some like news clippings and stuff. So, yeah, really interesting. And this woman here, I mean, there was an actual news story that came out of I think it was Miami. So another kind of like remake of that. So yeah, Fubu, your thoughts?
Oh, this looks great. I love this trailer. Like I was saying before, this is an American satire, a modern American satire. I like the fact that they're showing that this game will have a lot of different biomes, because you can go to the swamps, you can be in the city, you can go to the ghetto, you can go all these areas. I think they're giving hints of what we'll be able to do in this game. For example, you see a lot of boats. I'm assuming there's going to be boat races. There's going to be boat heists. There's going to be a point that you'll have to go to the swamp. You'll have to do some swamp stuff, maybe using those hovercrafts to carry drugs from one city to another. I'm assuming that's all they're going to do. They do need to have the heist, because that's one of the best things in GTA 5. I think there might be a third hidden character that they haven't announced. I think they might do it as a trio. I would like, because I'm forgetting the name of the guy. So you had Trevor, Franklin, and the other guy. I'm forgetting
Michael.
Michael. Yeah, the voice actor of Michael is in this game, and he's a recognizable voice. I would love to have him in this game.
Well, there are rumors that Michael and Franklin will be making a cameo appearance in this game. But I mean, it's supposed to be like a Bonnie and Clyde type of situation between the two protagonists in the game here that you see. So
this trailer is showing a lot. It's showing a lot. But again, we have to see the gameplay. Despite the fact that if you search on Google, you'll find the alpha footage of gameplay. And if that's real, and that's only alpha footage, it looks great already. I can't imagine how this game will be. And like I mentioned before, it has a new game engine, which is Rage 6, which is supposed to be better than the Red Dead Redemption 2 engine. And as you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 was one hell of a beautiful game and huge.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see more gameplay. Obviously, I mean, you knew that they weren't going to show a lot of gameplay in this first trailer. I mean, it was going to be mostly 95% CGI, and stuff like that. But at least we got to see the main female protagonist and all. And I mean, it looks good. I mean, going back to Vice City, man. I mean, and with a much larger map. That's going to be really cool. So I'm really excited for this game. 2025, yeah. I mean, it's still a ways off, and it could be delayed to 2026. Hopefully not, but yeah. I mean, I'm excited for the future and to see more of this game. I'm sure Rockstar is probably going to throw some other stuff at us in 2024. And probably the Game Awards or like at Gamescom or something, we're going to get more information on it. So yeah, a lot more stuff to see on this. But yeah, like you were saying, Fubu, even if this was like alpha footage of the little bits of gameplay, I mean, it looks beautiful. So looking forward to it. But is it Game of the Year 2025? Who knows? I mean, there's so many games that we don't even know about. Some we do now, but due to the Game Awards. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. So who knows? But yeah, good stuff. So GTA 6. Yeah, good stuff. All righty. So our next story, let's go ahead and jump into the PlayStation side of things here. And yeah, there was some information that came out this week regarding unexpected removals of content, especially on the digital end of things. And so this is from the Verge article. I will go ahead and put the link up here to the Verge article, and I'll go ahead and read a little bit of it. So this happened like last Monday, but many users were unexpectedly banned from their PlayStation Network accounts, meaning that not only were they blocked from playing multiplayer games or using cloud streaming, but they were also locked out of games they purchased digitally from Sony's PlayStation Marketplace. Affected users who may have spent years building a robust digital library were suddenly left without access to content they had bought through no fault of their own. So it appears that Sony has since restored account access to people who were accidentally banned, but the company hasn't explained what happened or said how it might prevent similar unexpected bans. And not only that, also some discovery content, right, Burley? I think was that was also deleted, so people could not access that. So, I mean, when it comes to this story, it brings up the question of, is, digital content ownership really, trustworthy and reliable at the moment, especially when, you have all of these, like PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo, and all, they have the means to just wipe and to delete content at their whim, basically. Burley, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this and this story?
Yeah, like them screwing up with the users, that was really, really bad. But the Discovery one, removing the content, like there's a whole thing with Discovery on that, so I'm not like, it's not all purely just Sony's fault on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing, like, this is scary. Yeah. But we've all experienced it. It's not just with Sony. We've had games on Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo, where the licenses run out, they can no longer sell it. Yeah. And if you've got it downloaded, great, keep it downloaded. You delete it, you might not be able to get it back reinstalled. Yeah, that is scary. But like, for anything, like it's usually been for more smaller games, not the biggest games. Like, let's say, okay, I'm just using, if they took off Ghost Tsushima, for example, on PlayStation, they took that off the store. Yeah, all versions of it. People will revolt, and Sony will be forced to, because people, especially in these days, people will go, oh, you're going to start doing this. You start doing this with the bigger titles, and you don't walk back and go back to the way you should be. Yeah. Guess what? We will take our business elsewhere. Right. But yeah, it is scary. We're gonna have to see how the next couple of years go. And anytime you see these companies do something you don't like, you need to raise your voice on this kind of stuff and let them know.
Well, and also, and Sony needs to come forward and give some type of explanation as to why this happened.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was something out of their control, but at least, I mean, they need to come out and tell, the people, okay, this is something that happened, and, we're trying to address the issue. So, yeah. So, Fubu, your thoughts?
Like, I feel cheated, to be honest. It didn't happen anything to me, but I still feel cheated because um, I'm going to start from the beginning, basically. Many years ago, when the PSN started coming out, like on the PlayStation 3 era, I remember I used to buy a lot of digital games. And my best friend, he said it back then and still says to this day, he always said, don't buy digital games because they close the store and you're going to be left hanging because you won't be able to play the game and you spend the money. And the thing is, when I'm purchasing something on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox, wherever, if I buy something digital, I'm assuming that's mine. I'm not renting it. I'm not paying 60 euros or 70 euros to rent something. No, I'm spending that money to keep it for myself. If it's a rent and I won't be able to use it in the future, don't do it. Could charge me like 20, 30 euros or something because I'm renting something. And again, it didn't happen to me. And I stopped buying digital games because of that. I'd rather have my collection. Because first of all, yeah, you can not, if they decide not to put that game or that series, you won't be able to use it anymore, and you're gone. It's gone. You spent 60 euros for nothing. And then there's also another thing because this happens. I don't know. You guys saw Scrubs. It was like a big series, medical series a few years ago. And on Disney Plus, they have it like you have the stars stuff side, and you can watch it there. And because they lost the rights to some music, they changed the music on certain scenes. And there's a very pivotal scene, and the music makes everything more intense. And they changed the music for a goofy music, and the scene isn't as intense as original planned, and it's taking that experience away from you. And I'm afraid that might happen to video games because you have a lot of games that have non-original music. They use music from big creators, and if those music rights are over, how like it's going to change the experience of the game. We haven't opened like we opened just a little bit of the can. It's when you open everything and you study everything that this affects, it's going to be, I don't know, this is Sony needs to do something about this because it is affecting the consumer on its wallet and on its experience. And
Yeah, I
for
mean,
me personally, I didn't have anything from Discovery, but I feel cheated for those that had stuff.
yeah, and Burley, I want to point out too, in the article they talk about like the closures of the Nintendo Wii U and the 3DS shops as an example of, where companies just have the power to decide when they can just take content off, so
Yeah.
that's so I mean, I guess
that's stuff I don't like. Like that.
Yeah.
This is none of the stuff I hate. This, unfortunately, like in the case of Nintendo, it's like you can't keep the servers running forever. I get it because I do work in my day job. I do work in IT and I do deal with servers and all that. And there are
Right.
costs for keeping this and all this and that. And then
Yeah.
plus all that. If it's older stuff, you've got to keep it up to date. And you've got people's payments you're taking on that. It's like it's not an easy thing. Like, digital. I buy a fair amount digital, and I still buy a fair amount physical. It all depends. Like for a while there, here in Canada, to get around the tax, because we pay 13% tax on everything. So when you're buying a game, because games start at $79 here, so with the tax, $90 a game. I used to buy them digitally on the PlayStation Store because it was okay. I get it for $79 instead of $90, so I'm getting some savings. And then whenever they'd have those sales and the flash sales, and you're getting stuff for like $1 or $2, you're paying no tax.
Right.
For a while, we had that, so it was just great ways to get my library and get stuff. Because and there's also unfortunately, some games you can't get physically. Some indie games and stuff like that, or you got to go to limited run and pay pay 4 times what the game costs you digitally to get a physical edition.
Right.
Yeah, that situation about the Nintendo Store. I was going around because I was trying to find the game, but I couldn't find it. But for example, when the Nintendo 3DS store closed, one of the games that was on the store was the Metal Gear 3DS. They made the Metal Gear, which for me is one of the best versions. And I remember I got that game on secondhand on the store here in Madeira, and I bought it for like 10 euros or something like that. Should be around $10. And as soon as they announced that the store was going to close, the price of that item became rare, because now you can't play that game unless you have a physical version. I remember it went from 10 euros and plus 35 euros in the matter of, like, I'm going to say months, but because that's when it was announced. I had the game for, but as soon as it was announced, the price of the game went from 10 euros to 35 euros. And as long as the years pass, rarer and rarer it will get, more money will be worth. So yeah, that's one of the good things of having physical media, because you don't know, maybe in 20 years you have a 200 euro game on your hands and you didn't even know it. So that's another value to buy physical stuff.
Yeah, just out here in Japan, for me, it's not. There's just no space. So for me to continue to buy physical media, so that's why I switched a few years ago just to digital, because housing here in Japan, I mean, and the space that we have is limited. So to have stacks and stacks of boxes of video games in like storage bins, it just takes up way too much space. So in my case, and for a lot of people here in Japan now, it's becoming like that. I mean, still, a lot of people like to buy physical media out here, but it's more on the Nintendo side of things rather than on the PlayStation side, and definitely not the Xbox side of things, because you can't really find many Xbox physical, copies of games out here. But yeah,
Nintendo did the right thing, because if you compare the Nintendo box to the PlayStation box, it's almost half the size. So Nintendo doing that for the physical media. And I assume as years go on, they'll shorten the box, and it's going to be like 20 years ago, which was just a little square with the disc inside.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, when the next iteration of the Switch comes out next year, maybe they'll start doing that with the boxes as well. So we shall see. But okay, topic of the show, guys, and all of you viewers out there. Yeah, we'd like to hear from you on this topic of the show, because we're talking about the Game Awards now. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start by just overall pros and cons, what we thought of the show itself in general. I'll start. Pros, many announcements. I always love to see announcements, but it's an awards show. So the con is the fact that it's an award show, so they should focus on awards and the presentations. And what I really did not like about the show, one of the cons of this show, was you get a guy like Kojima, and I don't know him personally. I'm not going to bash him, as a person, but everybody, for some reason, considers him a god when it comes to video game creation. This man wanted to be a movie director. He's on the stage for 10 minutes talking about a game that we saw no gameplay of. We just saw 3 faces using motion capture. 10 minutes. And then you get the guys from Larian that come up there, and they want, during their acceptance speech, and they want to talk about, the people that were lost during COVID and all the developers that really put their hearts and efforts into this game. And then it was like, okay, time to stop. Time to stop. It's like, time's up. I just think that's wrong. Another con I have to say about this, Christopher Judge. He comes on stage, and he's not going to speak for 8 minutes like he did last year, but and I thought it was a little funny how they brought the music up, like, it's time to get off stage type of thing, like 1 minute into his, his little speech thing or whatever. But then he comes out and rips Activision, saying, well, the amount of time that I spoke last year during the acceptance speech is actually longer than the campaign in Call of Duty this year. Ha 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 ha.
That was
I mean,
funny, man.
but it
It's
was
banter.
uncalled for,
It's banter.
and it was uncalled for, and don't expect him to ever get any job opportunities doing voice acting for Activision anytime soon.
Yeah.
But
Or-
then again, he probably doesn't care because he's going to get a nice paycheck from PlayStation for the rest of his life because he's going to be Kratos for the rest of his life. And I'm sure they ain't done with Kratos yet. And because
No,
we're going to talk about that DLC that's coming soon. But anyway, that was another part of the show that I did not like. I could go on and on, but I mean, one last thing that just, I watched the entire show, and the catering to be accepted by Hollywood is just dumbfounding.
Okay.
I mean, you get Timothy Chalamet to announce the game of the year when they should have the developers from last year when Elden Ring won out there and have more developers out there. This should be a show that, focuses on the hard work of developers and what they've accomplished during the year. But all it is, basically what's going on is they're trying to appease Hollywood, and it's all about the marketing and all of the money that's trying to be pumped in. They've got to have the big Hollywood stars out there. But no, it should be the developers up there on stage. The developers should be the ones that are most of the awards, being the ones up there giving the presentations, not some Hollywood actor like Anthony Mackie's up there. Which was cool that he introduced Twisted Metal 2, and I'm sure Fubu, I know you like that.
That was good.
So and then of course you get with Kojima you get to the Academy Award winning director Jordan Peele. He goes up there and then he basically kisses Kojima's butt, and it's probably I mean basically that was probably pre-scripted by Jeff Keighley and everybody else to make him happy and make him look nice and look good. Yeah, I mean just. And then Matthew McConaughey up there talking about the new game that's going to be coming out in 2025, which we'll talk about. But the last thing, and then I'll let you guys chime in. A pro. What I liked about the show, Nakamura Ikumi-san coming up there on stage talking about a game that hasn't even been picked up yet by publishers or anything, and she's up there promoting her game. I mean, she's so sweet and she's awesome, and I'm really rooting.
English.
She spoke English. She tried, and yeah, I mean, I'm really rooting for her in this game, Kemuri, to do well. So yeah, those are my pros and cons. Burley, I'll let you go. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you on your pros and the cons as well. Like one huge con, if you add up all the developers' speeches for their acceptance, it goes to about 11 minutes and change. So almost 12 minutes. Kojima was like 12 minutes, him and Jordan Peele. Kojima, he's overrated. I'm sorry, people are going to get mad on that, but
What
my
am I
opinion,
listening?
he's.
Listening to you.
I cancel yours. Now, Kojima is overrated as hell. We don't need every year this and to be like OD, because all this makes me think is okay. Death Stranding is a walking simulator. The game. This is what am I going to be looking at? Faces OD the game. You've already showed me. Okay, I don't care about this game coming. You've already. I could give two crap. Like I was.
We know nothing. We know nothing.
Yeah, we know nothing. And then him and Jordan Peele both basically, sorry for this, but they're both jerking each other off, being like, "No, you're great. No, you're great. No, you're great." I'm like, can we just get on with the show? Like I said, because I was watching this with a group of buddies of mine, and I was like, well, this is time to go get a beer, go get a sandwich, make a sandwich, go do my taxes, go to the bathroom, because nothing came out of this anything you really gained, and this just felt like we wasted time on this. And then they brought in Gonzo from the Muppets and wasted
Yeah,
like
that was weird. That's so weird.
Wasted 5 to 7 minutes on this. The show does not flow well. It stop, stop, stop. And it's like I'm getting tired of this. It's cool we got all these trailers, and that is a nice pro, but also at the same time it interrupts the flow, and 90% of these trailers are just cinematic trailers that is like, okay, nothing, give you very little information of the game. And it's like, okay, so we'll learn something a year or two from now on this game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Fubu, go ahead. Your thoughts.
When it comes, I like the show in general, and I'm just going to explain. On that day, I woke up at 7 in the morning because I had stuff to do all day in the city because of my dad. Then at midnight, midnight, that's when the show started, and it ended at almost 4 in the morning. So when the show started, I was completely dead already. So the show was good because I managed to hold until the end. And no, it wasn't because of the Steam Deck, okay? I was enjoying the show. I do agree with the con that...
I don't buy that. It was a Steam Deck.
No, but the con, I do agree, because the winners, it's their time to shine. It's their time to shine. They have their message. Instead of having Kojima for 10 minutes or the Muppets, they could have given, for example, Sea of Stars. They won a big prize. Why not let the developers come out and talk about that prize instead of putting Kojima? Like, they take Kojima out for 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes, 5 minutes. They canceled the Muppet because they tried to make a comedy skit, and the most funny stuff for me was Christopher Judge at the beginning. I thought that Burn was great. It's called banter. It's I think people shouldn't take it too serious. It's banter. People have to joke around. I keep joking around. The other day I was working and a guest gave me an ID, and he said, "Oh, a bald guy. He was bald just like me." And he gave me an ID. I look at the ID. "Oh, sorry, that's my son's." And I did notice it had too much hair, and I gave the ID back. So that's what we do. That's what I like to do. Like I like the banter. I didn't find it offensive, but I'll give you this point. Instead of Activision going on X and complaining what he did, you know what they would have done? They would hire him for the next Call of Duty game, and they would make a heroic entrance and kill him immediately. Give him like 2-3 lines and kill him immediately. Like, his speech was 5 minutes, he only has 2 minutes of gameplay, and just kill him right away. That's what I would have done.
I'll make him say the most ridiculous, stupid shit ever, and then just have the first, and just have him go out in a horror thing of bullets, just going, oh,
Yeah.
No. Make
And
him
another-
die a stupid way. He falls down and hits his head on the rock, and he dies. Then it's done.
Well, another thing I want to point out too is the fact that nothing was mentioned about the fact that 2023 was a very difficult year for developers, and the fact that a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
You know, and that was something that Keeley was getting a lot of negative flack for that because of the fact that none of that was even brought up. And so, I mean, it's become, let's cater to Hollywood. Let's get as many Hollywood stars up there, and that have nothing to do with video game development. And it's just a big, cash cow. And then, like you were saying, Sea of Stars, the developers should have been up there on stage. They should have been able to give an acceptance speech, but Keeley goes through 4 of the awards. Okay, and the game goes to this. And then the next category, it goes to this. And the next category, it goes to this. Okay, here's our next announcement. So they focus more on game announcements and everything than actually letting the developers get up on stage and have their time to shine because of what they've put their hard work into that year. So,
but just let me finish with this about the actors. I do disagree a little bit.
Let's go
with you about this, which is basically this. this year's movie stars make sense to me. Unlike last year, Al Pacino. Al Pacino doesn't have anything to do with video games, and he said it himself. But McConaughey, I do understand because he's in a game. For Twisted Metal 2, Anthony Mackie, I do understand because he's promoting a gamer IP, and I think he introduced best video game adaptation. I think that was the prize, and he announced the season 2. So Mackie makes sense, and Charlemagne also makes sense to me because he used to be a gamer. Now he's a full-time actor, but he had a YouTube channel where he modded controllers. He used to be a gamer. I do understand. I'm not saying it's. I know. I understand. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying I understand. But for example, I do agree with you. Game of the year, the ones that won last year should be introducing, like passing the torch. I do agree. They could have put Charlemagne somewhere else, but I do understand. I'm not against. I'm more against last year Al Pacino being in because he probably doesn't even know what the controller looks like. But the one from this year, I do make sense to me. Don't agree with the game of the year part. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, if you want somebody that actually knows something about video games, then you put Henry Cavill up there. I mean, because then and he's the one that actually has a lot of time and puts a lot into knows his stuff about video games. So yeah,
I think
whatever.
Didn't we talk about that 2 weeks ago, or when we were talking about the Game Awards that I wanted Henry Cavill to show up? I think I did. I think I mentioned something.
Yeah,
you guys did mention that, but the Anthony Mackie one, I forgot about that. That one was bad because you could tell he was either. I'm just saying this. This is my own opinion. He was either buzzed, had a little buzz from alcohol, or he was high, and just him going back and forth with people in the crowd there. I'm like, oh my god, this is not a sketch comedy club or a sketch comedy show. They wasted 2 to 3 minutes on this. It should have been, hi, you know me from Twisted Metal. I'm announcing season 2. I'm here to give announce the award for best game direction. Boom. That's all that should have been. But no, we had all that, and it was just like, I really hate that we've got to put Hollywood. If you're going to put Hollywood in to get more stuff from Hollywood, get people that actually play the games and that can actually talk.
Well, I just don't understand why they have to try to cater to Hollywood, because the video game industry makes a ton more money than the movie industry does.
Especially how the movie industry's been going lately. Yeah.
So I mean, but and then there was also the Shang-Chi actor.
Oh yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was up there. And he's a gamer as well. So
I think what they're trying to do, but very quick, what they're trying to do is get more actors to do content for video games, so the video games industry has even more exposure, because they'll want to play this game because they're a fan of this actor or that actor. Because when McConaughey, I was watching it live, and when McConaughey was talking about, oh, I have some experience with the time interpolation or whatever, you could have seen the chat going like, Intercell, everyone was going crazy. So I think what they're trying to get more Hollywood actors, because 10 years ago, video games were video games. But nowadays, it's something more serious, because you have the motion captures. They can be themselves on the games, and that's what they're doing. I think this is a trend that, sorry, expat, but this trend is going to continue, and next year we're going to have more actors.
Well, I know that. I mean, that's the problem with it. I mean, it's going to continue. It's not going to stop anytime soon. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into some of the winners and our reactions to it. Where do you want to start? God, there's so much. Best performance, Neil Newbon, I'm sorry, from Baldur's Gate 3. So, probably no surprise there. It was really awesome. Games.
I knew that Idris Elba wasn't going to win because he wasn't on the crowd, and I see only his picture. I was like, okay, Idris Elba is not winning that one.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't going to win on that, but like, I understand why he did win, because I have played Baldur's Gate, but I still wish Ben Starr would have won.
Yep.
Doing an amazing job.
One that I was I was surprised, and I got my pick right on this one. Best ongoing game, Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, Phantom Liberty. Yeah, obviously
They needed to give something to him to them,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
I think they needed to offer a title to them or whatever at that price. I don't know, man. I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, I know you don't, but I got that one right, so that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
you got that one right, but you can you at least admit they only put that there to give Cyberpunk an award.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that okay. That's all I care.
Best debut indie game went to Cocoon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got that one.
Yeah, well deserved. Yeah. Best indie game, obviously, Sea of Stars. Yeah, got that. So
Yeah, if that would not have
Sabotage
won, I
Studios.
would have
revolted. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You would have killed your ISP provider coming over. Right?
No. I would have got my revenge on Keeley.
So games for Impact, Chia won. So that's
I voted on that one. It's a very good game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So best audio design, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah. So
Yep, we
Tango,
all got
yes,
the-
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. The audio in that game was great.
Yeah. So and one more thing I want to say about the pros and cons before we go on with the winners and stuff. I mean, you get Kojima up there and he's got the translator with him. Come on.
The translator was nervous, man. He was so nervous.
But
I was looking at his body language. He was nervous. His
Kojima
leg was
knows
shaking.
Kojima knows
Mhm.
more English than he puts on. So
Right.
it's like, is he not confident? And he always has to have the translator up there. It's like, come on, man. And it's like, you think that Keeley and Kojima are best buddies, right? Well, then he's probably speaking English with Keeley. I'm sure he's probably not speaking Japanese with him.
I
anyway.
think it's more a sign of power. Look at this.
Yeah.
Everyone caters to me. I bring a guy there, nobody questions it.
Yeah.
Everyone just
Yeah.
caters and bows to me.
Anyway,
I think
okay.
it's
I think
I
Pearl is
think
right.
it's a sign of power.
Best narrative, Alan Wake 2. So yeah. Best narrative, yes. So yeah. Best adaptation, The Last of Us, of course. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That was an easy one to get a
that
win
was an
on.
easy one. Yeah. Best game direction, Alan Wake 2. So yeah, Alan Wake 2
That
scored
one
pretty good.
surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But I've only got the first couple hours of Alan Wake 2. So.
Yeah, but I think Carl got that one right because I went with Baldur's Gate,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. I gave this amazing speech that Carl was almost voting for Baldur's Gate 3. No, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go with Alan Wake. And he was right. He was right. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I was 100% in on Baldur's Gate because it's amazing.
Yeah, best RPG. Yeah. So Baldur's Gate and game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3. So
Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah.
When I see Baldur's Gate getting this price, I was like, damn, they're gonna win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And the biggest flop, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man was nominated for 7 awards and got 0. Even Zelda got Best Action Game or Adventure Game.
Best action adventure went to
Action
Tears of the
Adventure, yeah,
Kingdom.
thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god. And that shows the quality of games this year because Spider-Man is an amazing game and he didn't win anything. So I was really surprised with the Game of the Year. I was talking with my friend because I was saying I was going to watch the show, and we were talking about. He was saying no, Zelda won't win. I was like, no, it will win because everything they did wasn't astonishing, but they were amazing in everything they did. They leveled up the game really well. So I think they weren't astonishing in this and this, but overall they were great, and I thought they were going to win. Baldur's Gate, like, wow. I'm really happy for them. Notice there's a lot of passion in that game, but
And it is on Xbox now. Yep.
It's also on PlayStation.
But now you can get it on Xbox too. So,
Mhm.
yeah, good stuff. Burley, go ahead, announce our little contest that we had and of our picks, and who was the winner, and who came in last.
Alrighty, so I'll give the standings.
Yeah.
I think no surprise, Carl won.
No
with
surprise.
12 points.
No
Carl
surprise.
won 12.
No surprise. I was surprised.
No, but remember,
Of course,
Carl
I thought
said
I was going to win, because Carl he picked all the safe picks.
well, Carl was going for the picks. Yeah, he was going for safe picks.
Yeah.
Like we were all of us were going for some of our, like, because some of us have played a lot more of the games. We were like, well,
Yeah.
I've played this game, so I'm going with this because I played and I spent
Well-
the 30, 40 hours
Well,
with this game.
I picked Star Wars Outlaws because that's just a game that I'm most looking forward to at the moment, because Hellblade 2 was not in that category, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would have picked that, but it's like I knew that everybody was going to pick Rebirth, and I knew pretty much it was going to win, but I was like, the hell with it, I'm just going to pick Outlaws because that's what I wanted. So I would have got an extra point off of that, but anyway, I came in second. Thanks, Burley. Yeah, I came in second.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
X-Pac came in second with 8 points. And then myself was 7.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yep. Myself was 7th, 7 points, and Fubu with 4th with 6 points. Yeah, so the three of us were
the newcomer, yes.
Well,
he
it's lack of experience. It's lack of experience.
Well, it's not really lack of experience. It's just more Carl went for the safe picks.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said earlier, we all went for picks. Like for best game direction, I went Spider-Man because I played pretty much every game on that list on there, and I had very early into Alan Wake 2, but like Spider-Man with where it goes in the direction from where it starts, where it goes to the end and stuff, I was like, to me, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 surprised me a little winning it, but I heard of how good it was. But like there were stuff like best RPG, yeah, Baldur's Gate. But I think I picked Sea of Stars for that because it's just like, even though I've put a bit of time into Baldur's Gate 3, Sea of Stars was the one for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and for narrative, I mean, it's like, Alan Wake, so especially the first game too. So, I mean, it's such a great narrative. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the announcements. So the first one was interesting. Obviously, we're not going to go through all of the announcements. There's way too many announcements to talk about. But the first announcement that the remake of A Tale of Two Sons from Joseph Ferris. That's interesting. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be interesting.
I hope they change the ending because, damn, I don't want to go through it again.
Exodus. Boy, oh boy, I'm really, really looking forward to this one. It's not coming out next year. It's coming out in 2025. And we talked about Matthew McConaughey being up on stage, and he's a voice in this game. I think he's one of the characters in the game. So, I mean, it's kind of a mix between Interstellar and Mass Effect, from what we saw of it. And I'm excited for it. And I'm really interested in the aspect of this game where you're traveling in light speed, and it's like Interstellar. I mean, for days for us here on this planet could be years, or I should say the other way around. For days of somebody traveling in space could be years for us here on this planet. So how it affects the choices that you make, it's going to be really interesting in this game. So what did you guys think of Exodus?
Well, it's not really my type of game. Like, I prefer something more medieval than sci-fi. But yeah, it's a matter if it's good gameplay, I might give it a go. When you do something with the time dilation or time travel, there's always a big risk of creating really big plot holes that you can't understand. So I'm hoping if it has a very solid storyline and solid gameplay, I think it's going to be something really nice to try it out. Won't be my priority. Again, I'd rather try, because I do have a note here. Where did I put it? Yeah. Light, no fire. Like it's a world, like it's a medieval world where you travel around the world, you're flying on a dragon. I prefer that than going to space.
Okay. Well, I'm the opposite, Burley or Fubu. I like going to space, but anyway, I like both.
It's
But yeah, I
choices.
mean,
It's
yeah,
choices.
yeah. Burley, your
No,
thoughts on Exodus? Yeah.
it looks good for the CG, but the thing that really helps keep me interested is this is some ex BioWare developers. Remember,
Yes.
BioWare has not been the same for a long time since EA bought them and stuff. So I'm hoping these are some of the good BioWare employees because they've had a lot of senior people that had been with the company 10+ years have left.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this because they keep saying like, yeah, Mass Effect 4 is coming, Mass Effect 4 is coming, and keep doing little teasers for that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
who knows? These two games could go up head to head in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it might be a situation like the Outer Worlds, because people were saying it was like Fallout in space, and I think the developers were ex Bethesda developers. Or something. I know
It was Obsidian. Yeah, it was Obsidian.
Yes.
It was basically Fallout light, or not yeah, like kind of like Fallout, but kind of like Elder Scrolls hybrid.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's the situation with this game. They might do a spiritual successor to Mass Effect. They get all the good things from Mass Effect because I did play Mass Effect 3 and I really liked the game. It was free on PlayStation Plus. That's why I give it a go. So yeah, I hope it's one of those situations and they make a very good, solid space RPG to appeal to the fans of Mass Effect.
So Burley, what were your thoughts on the reveal trailer for God of War Ragnarok Valhalla that's coming next week?
Yeah, this coming Tuesday. This surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah,
that it was like they just show Kratos. I'm like, Kratos, okay, because there's been that rumored we're gonna get a smaller game, but with Atreus, and then like, nope, just showing him in a roguelike mode. You get showing stuff with the combat, with all the weapons that you got in Ragnarok. For if you've played Ragnarok, you'll know exactly. And just showing Kratos and Mimir, and just Kratos doing what he does best, killing things. And it's like, oh yeah, December 12th, free update for both the PS4 and PS5. So free content in just this shadow drop.
Yeah,
they're giving you a couple days, which is boom. I definitely will try it, and I definitely and definitely I will make a video for it once it comes out and all that. So give me some time.
Let's go. I want to see that. I did love your PlayStation Portal review. It was really good. I wanted even more. It was really good. You guys watching this have to watch that. It was really a solid review. I was really surprised with Kratos as well. That I was expecting something paid. What surprised me the most was free. It was roguelikes seem to be becoming a trend again because you got Valhalla right now with this roguelike. You'll have in January The Last of Us Part 2 with the roguelike element as well. I think it's becoming trendy again, and I do like it because it was it's one of my favorite types of game mechanics, having roguelike elements, new world, every experience is different. I do like that a lot. I like that. I liked it.
If you like roguelikes, Returnal, trust me. Returnal.
I have platinum Returnal. It's crazy good game, man. It's good. I bought the game. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, I saw the trailer, like, what the hell is this? Then I started, because I thought it was just, again, it's only a space shooter or whatever. And then when I started realizing the elements of the game, like, holy, I have to try this out. And I started playing that game. It was amazing, man. Really, really, really good.
All right, next up, let's talk about Sega, because obviously their reveal trailer. So you're getting a lot of those retro games. You get Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, of course, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Crazy Taxi franchises. We're getting those. Yeah. So in the years to come. So Burley, I'll start with you again. What did you think of that announcement? That was pretty cool, eh?
Oh, that was great. Sega has been saying, stay tuned for the Game Awards for our announcement. It's like, okay, what are they going to do? Because Sega over the last, I don't know, while, they've been, Atlas is their big thing, and Yakuza are their big things, and then they use Sonic. So it's nice to see them go back to the well of some of their other properties. Like Streets of
Yes.
Rage, we had the downloadable game like 2 years ago. I think it was Streets of Rage 4.
Mhm.
So it was great to have that little have that.
Mhm.
Just showing these, and some of these properties have been gone for how many years, since
Yeah.
like the Dreamcast era even, and it's just like great, bring them back, take your time with these. Like I think they've announced the Streets of Rage, they're going to go 3D with it, which I think they only did once before, so it'll be interesting to see where they go with some of these franchises, because you have the nostalgia, people have the member berries, remember when you playing these. And like I think Shinobi goes back to their arcade days, early arcade days.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Because so it's like this is
Classics.
really really great to see, and it shows me that Sega's now in a place of, okay, we don't need to just pump out Sonic. We can try and go back to our other franchises and
go back to our
and
roots.
Yes, go back, because you can bring these games back. Try stuff. Try different ideas. They don't always need to be the big full price game. You can make a small digital download or cheaper price game and just throw them out there. And if they're good, people will buy them, and you'll get word of mouth will spread.
Yeah, or like and remaster them and make them look even better. So yeah,
2 HD. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 2D HD. I'm okay with that if Sega started doing that.
What did you guys think of the PlayStation exclusive that's coming in March? That excuse me, Rise of the Ronin. Yeah, it kind of looked like an Assassin's Creed type of game. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I did like it. I think again, as I keep saying, I did like a lot of the older stuff, and going into some samurai aspects, old Japan. That's something that I will definitely eat up. Ghost of Tsushima at the time that came out was amazing, man. It's still a great game to play nowadays. If they do that with a little bit more verticality to the gameplay, which is the Assassin's Creed aspect, I think they have a solid hit. They just need to have good voice acting and a good story, because gameplay is there. Make it a little bit gory, and do it like one of the good things about Ghost of Tsushima is it is actually a samurai. Like samurai didn't fight, from what I understand. Of course, you know more than me expect because you studied that. But samurai, you wouldn't fight for a long time. Like samurai would usually, like, one hit, try to kill in one hit, and you can do that a lot on for example, Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like that if you do the right set, you can kill very fast, and don't make of course, boss fights make it a little longer, but when you fight like common enemy, try to make like a 1-2 hit type of stuff where you can do combos and you kill multiple enemies at the same time. I think that would be something interesting to have in that game. But again, I need to see more gameplay to talk more about the gameplay, but about the setting and that little glider that he has, I like that a lot. I do like
yeah. Then we got the Square Enix, the Visions of Mana. That's coming. So in 2024. So yeah, that was interesting. And then of course we talked about OD, Kojima's Xbox game. So there's not much to say about that. I mean, because there wasn't anything really to show except three faces, and they're in Hollywood, and they're actors, actresses. So yeah.
Just one thing, I think, because it's Kojima and Peel, I think they're reading OD, but I think the name itself should be Odd, because it's going to be an odd game to play, like those two guys together.
It was like Death Stranding with Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. I mean, it's the same thing. So, the Jurassic Park survival, so we saw some of that.
That looks, it could be interesting, but because you saw no gameplay and just CG girl running from dinosaurs, it's like, okay, this has me interested, and like they are playing up the Jurassic Park 1 nostalgia, having the music and all that. So they're
and having the
really
girl in there, and then you had the, like in the Jurassic Park film, you had the Velociraptor, in the room or whatever, hunting, and stuff. So yeah. Black Myth Wukong. So we got another trailer for that. That was interesting. So yeah, and then we got a reveal teaser for Lost Records, Blue Mirage. So from the creators of Life is Strange. So that was interesting. So
we got Carl. Actually, our other co-host Carl came in here quickly.
Hey,
He's
Carl.
just, in the chat saying, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm checking in while I'm on my lunch break. I love this year's Game Awards. Hope you guys enjoyed it."
Yeah, I mean, for announcements, it was amazing. I mean, it was great stuff. I mean, like you said, there were pros when it came to that, and a lot of cons as well. But yeah. But now, guys, here, let's get to the end. This one was really interesting. The Blade announcement. Yes, so Blade is coming to Xbox. Now, this is interesting because, and we all we got was like a cinematic. We don't know anything about gameplay or anything on this, but and a lot of people are saying, well, now Microsoft and Xbox is gonna steal some of the thunder away from PlayStation with Spider-Man and all that, and having most of the the majority of all the Marvel IP. But the question is, will this be exclusive to Microsoft? Nothing was said. So the interesting thing right now, and I got to give a shout out to Jez Gordon over on Windows Central. He came out with another article about this, and he was talking about one of the reasons it could be a possibility of why they're not saying that this is Xbox exclusive yet is because as we remember this week, the FTC went into the appeals process in the US when it came to the Activision Blizzard acquisition. So the FTC is still trying to stop this acquisition. And so maybe Xbox is trying to keep it silent because one of the FTC's arguments was the fact that, Microsoft could, take games away from other platforms, and make them all exclusive. Well, maybe they're just putting the brakes on announcing that this is going to be an exclusive game to Xbox and just not saying anything yet, which of course, leaves people scratching their head a lot of the time when it comes to Xbox game announcements, because we really aren't clear on what's going to be exclusive and what's going to be multi-platform. So yeah, I mean, that's interesting in itself, but I mean, the fact that this was announced is really, really cool. What are you guys' thoughts on the Blade announcement? Burley, start with you.
It looks interesting from what little we saw. And if it comes multi-platform, it comes multi-platform. If not, it's just one of those things I can try on game, because I'm assuming it will be on Game Pass at least at some point. So I'll and I can try it out. It's just with Arcane working on this too, it's like after Redfall, it kind of has that it has that stigma to me. So it's like, but at least it's a Game Pass. If it'll be on Game Pass at some point, so I can try it. And if it's not for me, I can.
It could be day one. It could be day one Game Pass.
Day one Game Pass, yeah.
So, and as Carl points out, third person. So that's cool. So yeah. Fubu, your thoughts on the Blade announcement?
I've been saying this for a long. Every time I go, drink. Okay, every time. No. Basically, first of all, I've been saying this. I think every time I'm on the show, I say this. I love exclusives. It raises the competition, and I think it's going to be exclusive to the Xbox, because what's going to be exclusive to the PlayStation? Come on, Wolverine.
Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be, because they're very similar heroes. They're very aggressive heroes. Their personalities are very aggressive. I would be more hyped if this game was made by Platinum Games, the guys that did Metal Gear Revengeance. They had the Transformers one. They have a lot of action-based games. If it was made by them, I would be more hyped because I knew it was gonna. First of all, the combat system was going to be very, very, very good. It would be very good and very fast-paced game. I like those. And Metal Gear Revengeance, it has a perfect combat style. The world, you can destroy everything. If it was Platinum game, I would be much more hyped. We'll see what it gets, but I think if it's exclusive to Xbox, I think they chose a very good hero. He has a very good amount of lore behind, and yeah, I'm excited to see what it is. Won't make me buy an Xbox if it's exclusive, but I want to see it. I want to see some gameplay and see if it's fun.
Another game that was announced by Hello Games, and I thought this was kind of funny. The game is called Light No Fire, and it's supposedly a massive fantasy multiplayer open world across an Earth-sized planet with dragons, but no release date. But what was so funny about this was Sean Murray's on stage with Jeff Keighley, and he goes, "We've been working on something for the past 5 years now, and it's we're kind of hyped about it." You know? And then Jeff Keighley's like, "Oh, here we go again." It's like I thought that was funny because obviously the situation with Hello Games when No Man's Sky was released and all, but yeah. I mean, what did you guys think of the trailer for this? Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, it's promising. I mean, and who knows when it's coming? There's no release date, but yeah, go ahead, guys.
And it does look interesting. But Carl pointed out here, this is the Deathloop team, not the Redfall one for Blade. So that does give me a little sigh of relief. But for the Hello Games, yeah, it looks interesting. But it's like you cannot, after the whole No Man's Sky situation, you cannot not help make the comparisons of, okay, they're promising us this. What are we actually going to get on day one?
Yeah, day one. But I mean, what they've done with No Man's Sky though over the years, I mean, it's become something really awesome, and with all the content they've come out, for it. But and that's what he was hinting at the Game Awards. This is something that maybe 10 years from now at the 2033 Game Awards we'll still be talking about it or something. So, but who knows? That's probably maybe that's when it's going to be released. No idea. But anyway, so yeah. Then of course, we also got the Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah. So what I was interested though, Monster Hunter Wilds is not coming until 2025. So usually I would have thought that another Monster Hunter iteration would have come out next year, but I mean, of course they got the mobile stuff going on too, but.
And I think there's like more DLC coming from the last one, isn't there? Still, the thing is like Monster Hunter. They've over the last couple of years they have, but that's the same thing with it. Is they always it feels like they milk it. They just have their yearly releases. They've had so many of them and importing other games to the other platforms. So, yeah, the Monster Hunter. It's like okay, we've got another one of these big ones coming. I'm just hoping this one that does come in 2025 give crossplay, because that is such an annoying thing with some of the games like Monster Hunter World. I have it on PlayStation because I got it when I got my PS5 because that was one of the 20 games they gave away. At first, it's not crossplay, and I had people that had it on PC, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the release date for Skull and Bones. Finally, yeah. It's like just bring the game out. Just come on, just get it over with. It's like bring it out.
I think they're going to release at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, February 16th. They're putting it in Dumping Ground, and I only say dump. I'm saying Dumping Ground because February 2nd you've got Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League and Persona 3 Reload. Not to mention, there's quite a few other games in that February.
End of February,
you got Final Fantasy. You've got stuff coming just before Final Fantasy, like a couple days after Skull and Bones. I think they picked that date so that way. I'm just saying, when it underperforms, they have excuses they can say to people like, "We were against tough odds, but we thought our game could do it."
Yeah.
Okay, one more game, guys, and this, to me, this was my favorite of the event, and this is my most anticipated game, Hellblade 2. It
Oh,
looks
it was
beautiful.
beautiful.
It looks beautiful, man. I mean, I'm really hoping it comes out next year because I want it. I want it to beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I really do. I'm really hoping. It comes out next year. It looks so beautiful, and the combat. We saw some of the combat in it from the trailer, and it looks like the combat from the first game and probably enhanced. But I mean, just the world. I mean, just man, it looks amazing. Fubu, your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I
Yeah,
remember when the first one came out.
yeah,
It was really beautiful. I liked the concept.
yeah,
Then I saw the trailer for. I was playing Final Fantasy, and I had to pause the game just to
yeah,
look at the trailer. It looked very, very, very beautiful. It's
yeah,
something that I would love to play.
yeah.
Looks it's very dark, but it's very moody. I liked it. I want to see more concrete. I want to see how the story pans out because I don't remember the story from the first one to be that fair, but I remember the first one actually battled like she has. From what I remember, I might be completely wrong. She has like some psychological issues that
Yes,
affects the story, and
yes,
I want to see. I don't know how the game ends, but if
yeah.
if there's a second, it means it didn't solve on the first one, and I want to see how it continues on the second one. And it looks very, very beautiful and looks fun to play.
Well, if I'm correct here, so correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think this game is going to be like a prequel to the first game. So so Senua's Sacrifice is the first game that came out. Senua's Saga. So I think it's a prequel to the first one, story wise. But I mean, and we probably get more of her tribe and everything as well in this game, and some of the previous um, uh, trailers that we saw. I think Burley, one of them was during Gamescom. I think it was that they showed the
Yeah.
trailer where she was running away from a giant. I think like one of these one-eyed giants or something, monsters or whatever.
Yeah, and
So
then she ends up in a
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I can't wait for this game, man. I mean,
Oh,
it's beautiful. Burley, your thoughts before we move on? Yeah,
it
Hellblade
looks
2.
good.
Yeah,
I gotta go try the first one, but it does look good. It does have me intrigued and interested to definitely try these games, and it's one to look out for next year. See how this game is. And Carl, yeah,
Skull and Bones, Skull and Bones multiplayer game of the year. Yeah, right. That's
you know what? He maybe you never know. That game.
yeah, of course.
Who am I kidding? That game. I think Sea of Thieves will put out some content out there next year just to go against this in multiplayer,
Oh,
just to bury it.
oh yeah. Sea of Thieves. Yeah, it's that game is constantly being updated and stuff. It's a great game. So yeah.
Well,
So
we did get a few other things. Like I was shocked we got the Final Fantasy 16 DLC
yeah,
that
yeah.
just
Yeah.
dropped yesterday. It broke PlayStation Network. I tried to I bought it, tried to
I'm sure it
download the
did.
DLC. I couldn't get it download for a while.
Yeah.
And the new update for 16. So like the first part is released now, and the next one's in the summer.
Yeah.
And then we got the trailer for Rebirth, which we all were not surprised to see. But them just showing you more stuff of where this game is going to go, but like twisting elements of the story if you know the original story. So it's very interesting to see where.
Yeah.
And since we're getting that, we're only 2 months away at this point from it.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. So that was our talk and discussion of the winners and the announcements of the Game Awards. So next year's Game Awards is on December 12th, and it will be at the same place, same location, the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. So yeah, looking forward to next year's. So, but
Hopefully next we can do it live, all of us.
yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to one of our patrons, Fryman 14. He was there So looking forward to his reporting on what went on during and after the Game Awards ceremony. So looking forward to that. All right. So yeah, guys, Game Awards, man. All righty. So next up, it's time to talk about our picks of the week. So every week we go to releases.com and we do our picks of the week for the games that are releasing. And this time it's the week of December 11th through the 17th. So you can go to releases.com and there is, for you video viewers, the link is below. For you audio listeners, it's www.releases.com. So please go and check that out. So I am up first. So let's go ahead and check out what's going on. So my pick of the week, so let me go ahead and get this started, is Booze Masters Freezing Moonshine. Good stuff, man. I love it. I love it. Step into the shoes of Quella, an aspiring influencer determined to escape the clutches of a despotic boss. In Booze Masters Freezing Moonshine, this game artfully combines exploratory adventure with economic strategy, laced with abstract humor and a liberal serving of potent spirits. Mentored by a master moonshiner, you'll master the art of crafting exquisite alcoholic beverages, including the creation of the world's coldest vodka. So yes. So it comes out on December 13th for PC. So yeah.
Are you trying to tell us something here, expat?
No, I'm not trying to tell you anything. I'm just saying, hey, what it's like why not like be a booze master and create and make some of the greatest vodkas in the world and booze during the holiday season. You know, that's the best time to do it, man. Yeah.
Yep.
See, there you go.
Get your festive drinks on.
There you go. Yeah.
Only festive I'll drink this year is Ponche, and it's traditional from Madeira. And but it would be great on Booze Masters because it's very alcoholic and it's not the hardest one to do. It'd be something fun to have in game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like how it says there, they have the little stamp on there. Don't play it sober. So,
All right. Game.
Yep. Fubu, you're up next. What do you got for us?
Okay, I got Pioneers of Patagonia. In a world of countless islands populated with scattered village, you travel and lead your people as visionary to forge alliances with the inhabitants after helping each other and gaining their trust. Send out your pioneers to discover untouched soil, find hidden resources, and explore secret places. Enjoy the fantastic and inviting world of Patagonia, where you carefully consider decisions, cause thousands of bustling inhabitants to specify your orders. Every transport of goods, manufacturing process, and discovery your people make is comprehensible and presented with lovely animations in this ultimate game world simulation. Use your creativity to build up your road network and economy, which offers an enormous depth of play with over 40 building types, more than 70 different goods, and widely branched production chains protect your population from hostile animals, plundering bandits, and mystical creatures. And what made me choose this game? Because as soon as I opened the trailer to see what it was, it says from the creators of the original Settlers. And I played Settlers a lot when I was young. It was one of my favorite games ever. Like I built a castle, I put it near the mountain so I can mine, make sure there's a lake so I can fish, lots of trees around. If not, and I feel like this is going to be something that I would love to play because it feels like it's going to go that way. There's a lot of management that you need to do. In this case, it's the islands. When it was the Settlers, it was the kingdom. You have to bolster your defenses. This game looks really, really fun from a very experienced team because Settlers, like this Settlers that I played was over 30 years probably. Yeah, I'm that old. 30 years ago that I was playing that game. And since then, they've made a lot of Settlers games and games in this style. So I'm very excited to try this one, or at least I hope they put a demo out to try it out to see how it is. but it seems like a very good time if you don't want something too serious or too intense.
Cool. All right. And it's what is the release date and on what platforms again?
The release date will be Wednesday, December the 13th, and it's going to go. Where is it? It's not showing up here now. It's going to be on Steam. It's going to be out on Steam. You can sell PC.
Right. All right, Burley, you're up next. What do you got for us?
Mine is Custom Mech Wars. Unleash your creativity with the Omega customization system. Construct unparalleled mechs. Go beyond traditional bipedal designs. Freely configure your mechs with numerous heads, legs, and arms, placing them in any angle or position you desire. Parts you choose dramatically impact your mechs parameters, empowering you to create mechs with diverse abilities and combat styles tailored to your preferences. So this is coming out December 14th, Thursday, December 14th to PC. It's eventually coming to PS5, but who doesn't like building some different styles of mechs and just shooting and blowing up things?
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
That's too many guns, man. Too many guns.
Oh,
not enough guns. You need
Mazinga.
You need all the guns.
I see people are going to make a Voltron out of this
Oh,
game.
there'll be Voltrons, there'll be Transformers made, Gundams made.
It's really fun. Oh, the Triceratops from Power Rangers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
just showing you people different. A burger bot. There you go. The commuter train, the Japanese commuter train there for you, Expat.
Yep, definitely. Yep. And many, many more. Yeah. Take complete control over looks and abilities.
Armor Core is not the only mech game this year.
No. Yeah. You know, I saw in Yodobashi today that in early next year for the Switch, they have a Macross game coming. So that's interesting. Yeah. So from the Macross saga. Yeah. So kind of the Robotech type of series. Yeah. Custom Mech Wars. Yes. PS5 and Steam. Really? Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So once again, you can go to releases.com. So for you video viewers, the link is below. For all you audio listeners, www.releases.com. You can check out all the games that are coming this week and into the beginning of 2024 and beyond. So go and check out releases.com for those. So good stuff. All righty. So good stuff there. So next up is our programming notes. So, Burley, you did a hands-on review.
Yes.
Of a particular handheld device.
I think I got it right here.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Sorry. Here. I'll minimize that again. Go ahead. Show it again. Yes, there you go. Yeah. Got it right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is. That
it's
screen.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Trust me, I love this screen.
So Burley did a hands-on review of the PlayStation Portal. So please check out our video here on the YouTube channel. It's a hands-on and unfiltered review. So truth be told about the PlayStation Portal. So go and check that out. Did that. And I did a video on House of the Dragon Season 2. And we got some sneak peek pictures and from the trailer that they came out with all of the actors and actresses that are going to be in House of the Dragon Season 2. So go and check out that video. It's also up here on the channel. And we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/The Arena Productions. All of our content that goes up here on the YouTube channel is also on our Patreon, and it is ad-free, and we also have exclusive content. For example, our post shows that we do after most of our podcast episodes here, those are exclusive to our patrons at patreon.com/The Arena Productions. So we have Marvel, we have Star Trek, we have Star Wars, we have fantasy, We have lots of content for you over there. Patreon.com/The Arena Productions. Please check us out over there. So good stuff. Yes. All righty. So it's time to talk about the games that we're going to be playing this upcoming week. I think I'm going to get into Rise of the Tomb Raider again, guys. I think I'm gonna play some of that, and I might actually do some streaming of that. And the God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC, when that comes out, I'm gonna jump on that as well. So a lot of these winter campaigns, because it's Christmas season, so we're gonna get into that. So that's what I'm gonna be playing. So Fubu, how about you?
No EAFC, that's for sure. But no, I will be playing Final Fantasy 16. I already got the DLC. I didn't buy it immediately because as soon as they announced the DLC, I actually like 2 minutes before I turned my PlayStation off. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. So good thing I did it the next day because, like Pearly was saying, they were having problems downloading it on the PlayStation Network. So I want to get there because it is something that it is before. I never liked like DLCs after the game finished. Like it continues the story. I prefer it before, so it complements the story a little bit more and gives you more power. So I want to try that out. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is great and better. Everything is really good. And yeah, there's also the Christmas campaign on Ever Crisis. So I'm trying to get all those dresses, those Christmas dresses, and everything Christmassy for my characters. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing. And of course, when the DLC for God of War drops, I'm gonna play that because again, I love playing some roguelike elements. I'm gonna try that out.
Nice. Burley, how about you?
For me, I will be on my off streaming time. We'll be doing Star Ocean 2, trying to finish that up, the remake. But I'm planning to be back on Monday with streaming and start up Super Mario RPG remake and continuing on with Alan Wake 2. I'll definitely be playing the God of War DLC and making a little video for that.
Nice.
In the coming days after it comes out. You got to give me a little time, people, but I will get you guys a little video on that.
Cool. Yeah, we got a lot of content coming up soon, especially into 2024. And just one other bit of programming notes here. Next week will be the last episode of the Arena Gaming News podcast for this year. We will be coming back on January 6th. So next week, episode 157 will be our final episode of the year. We'll be going over the year that was 2023. So please be sure to tune in to that or listen, whichever you, of course, either on video or audio formats. So please come and check us out. So yeah, so next week will be the final episode of the year for us, and then we will be back on January 6th. All righty. So before we end the show, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So every episode we do an indie recording artist spotlight with outro music with an outro. And this week's spotlight is on Hans Johnson. Hans Johnson grew up making music with two musical parents. He started out singing into a tape recorder in a small town in Minnesota and started writing and recording multi-track music by middle school. So it goes on here. So after high school, he set out to record the little documented songs of East Africa's Maasai tribe. He eventually moved into professional videography and continued writing the music for his own films. These combined talents and understanding of the movement of music and film gives Hans's music an eminently relevant sound, from the title song of his album called Rise Up. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 156. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleyman Gaming and Fubu87, and our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl. He'll be back with us next week for the final episode. So anyway, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we really appreciate all of your support, and we hope to catch you in the next one. So enjoy the outro with music, and of course, we have outro on the game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3. So anyway, take care, everyone, and we hope to catch you next week. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.